Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Tina. And you might have guessed, but today is another book haul. This is going to be epic. This has been about a month's worth of book mail. It's an embarrassment of riches, folks, but I'm so grateful to all the publishers for sending. And you know I have to spotlight these titles. So we're going to try and get through as many of these as we can without making this video over an hour long. So let's get into it. First up, I'm going to begin with Stephen King because why not? When this book came in the mail, I literally screamed because I expected it, but I had forgotten about it. And anyway, it's an exciting mailing because it's got his newest book, which just came out recently, called Never Flinch. This is a novel. Technically, it's in the same vein as the Holly Gibney series. So if you want to read all of them, it would be the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, If It Bleeds, Holly, I'm forgetting one, and then this one. He loves Holly, and I have read about half of those books, and Holly's fine. She's a good character, but anyway, this one's interesting. It is about a killer on a diabolical revenge mission and another about a vigilante targeting a feminist celebrity speaker. It features Holly, but you also have other characters in this one. So if you like Holly Gibney, you're in luck. I also got a copy of The Life of Chuck, which is really exciting because this I think was a part of If It Bleeds, but now it's standalone. And it looks really neat, I have to say. It's got this flip book inside. And I'm just the biggest Stephen King fan. So thank you to Scribner for sending this over. We also have a juror card as well as some of these little cards, which I'm going to have a really good time scrapbooking. I've got no rhyme or reason to this. Hopefully that's okay with you because frankly, I don't know. I just like kind of a chaotic haul. Next is Body of Water by Adam Godfrey. This one comes out on September 23rd, sent to me by Source Books. I feel like I just got on their mailing list or something because I've been getting a lot of Source Books books, which I am not complaining about. This one is interesting. It is a thriller, and it says it's for fans of Stephen King's The Mist and then HBO's The Last of Us. It's a thriller following an estranged father and daughter who find themselves trapped in a diner on a living body of water. So we are going to have to read to see how that comes into play. Next is one that is out now. It's called Jill Is Not Happy. It just came out this week on June 10th, I believe. I feel like this one's going to be so fun. It's domestic suspense. It's about a husband and wife who are on the brink of divorce, although the wife kind of is refusing to call it what it is. The husband's done with her, and the wife is like, yeah, you're not going down without a fight. So they take a road trip to someplace in Utah, and it sounds like it's going to be insane. And I love that. Very excited for this one. It's called Every Step She Takes by Alison Cochran. I loved her book. I loved two of her books, actually. I loved Here We Go Again very much, and I also really like The Charm Offensive. This one is a novel about a woman who's sort of in the dumps, and I think recently, she's having a little bit of gay panic and she is overworked. So her sister has something that happens. I think she gets injured and she offers her sister a place on the Camino de Santiago. So she's going on this tour, and it turns out the tour is specifically for queer people. And so now she's sort of spiraling on the airplane when she finds this out, and she starts confiding in her seatmate named Mal. And it turns out Mal is also on this walk. So I feel like this one's going to be fantastic. It comes out on, when does this come out? On September 2nd. Steve Kavanaugh's 50/50 is another one that is out now. This one, he is the author of Witness 8, and I want to say this is a part of that series, if I am not mistaken. It says it's an Eddie Flynn novel, so if you know who that is, that'll make sense to you. This one is interesting. It's got two sisters that have accused each other of murder. I guess there's a murder and both called 911 on the other. And so the goal of the jury is to try and figure out which one actually did it. I like Steve Kavanaugh. I've read a couple of his books. I feel like he does legal thrillers really well. And Kill for Me, Kill for You is the one I really liked from him, but I'm also quite interested in this. These are hot off the press. Thank you so much to Crown Publishing for sending these over because they just came in the mail this morning, and I'm on their list, and so I got to pick a couple of books. I chose How Democracies Die. This has been on my TBR for a really long time. It is by Stephen Levitsky and Daniel Ziblatt, and this one is basically, it's kind of there in the title, How Democracies Die. And basically it was written because of Donald Trump's presidency has raised a question that many of us never thought we'd be asking. Is our democracy in danger? And these two are Harvard professors, which I think is interesting. Another one I just got from Crown is The Last Illusion of Paige White. And I don't know anything about this, which is kind of exciting. I feel like one day I need to just read, maybe like I'll take let's see, a video idea would be if I could just get books in the mail and I have no idea what they're about and I just read 3 of them for a vlog. Anyway, this one says, if you didn't post it, did it even happen? Okay, so this sounds like it is a woman who has always lived this picture perfect life. She's got these social media pages and it looks like everything is going fine until one day a dark brooding image pops up on her page where she appears waterlogged and disheveled shortly after she is discovered drowned in real life, and her friend comes to find out basically what happens. It also sounds like this one is going to use journal articles to tell the story. Great Man is one that I'm interested in. This is a debut and I haven't heard a ton of it about it. It just came out this week though. It is a retelling of The Great Gatsby set among LA's Black elite, where a young veteran finds his way post-war, pulled into a new world of tantalizing possibilities and explosive tensions. So if you know the story of The Great Gatsby, you're going to kind of have an idea about where this will go. But I love a retelling, especially when it's from a new perspective, from a new point of view. And I feel like this one has a lot of potential. Apologies. This seems like it is not a debut. It sounds like the author has other novels, but there you have it. I got a backlist one in the mail. It's Creation Lake by Rachel Kushner. And I don't know much about it. I see that it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2024. I want to say this one's about a secret agent, and it is. A 34-year-old American woman of ruthless tactics and clean beauty is sent to do dirty work in France. And that's really all I need to know. It's about this agent who infiltrates an anarchist collective in France. It's a propulsive page turner filled with dark humor. If you've read this one and you know my taste, let me know if you think I would like it. I'm curious about this one, As You Wish by Lisa Cross Smith. It is about 3 women who are serving as au pairs in Seoul, and they're getting an opportunity of a lifetime to do this. They all have their own reasons for wanting to pursue this opportunity. And then during a combined family vacation with their host families, the women visit an enchanted waterfall on Jeju Island and make a wish under a full moon. Overnight, everything changes and suddenly they get everything they ever wanted. I'm interested in the setting though. I have not yet read this author, but I've always wanted to. Her books have been on my TBR for a while. Julie Tudor is Not a Psychopath by Jennifer Holditch. And it says, what's a little murder in the name of love? There seems to be things falling out of this one. It is also from Source Books. Comes out on June 24th. And this is about a woman who's 49. She has it all. A fantastic job, a beautiful house, and the man of her dreams. Sean is 25 and the love of Julie's life. The only problem is he thinks he's in love with someone else. Julie has found herself in a similar situation before, and if there's one thing she knows, it's how to get rid of the competition. Interesting. This one sounds like a perfect summer read. Just look at this cover, and it is about a family that gets pulled into a web of mysteries that the younger daughter sets out to solve. It is a tense page-turning debut of childhood, innocence, and evil. And I want to say this one's set in New Zealand. This one does not sound like a me book, but I am open. It's by Julianne Hough, the dancer, and also Ellen Goodlett. It is a book about... It's a work of contemporary women's fiction that taps into the world of spiritual wellness, auric energy, and the unseen forces that decide our fate. Sounds like it's about a book about a woman who becomes an energetic healer, but when her husband falls ill, she'll have to decide between her own comfortable life and a daunting new path. William Kent Kruger is an author that I have been meaning to read. You're noticing a theme. I should probably do a vlog about that one. But Apostles Cove is coming out on September 2nd, and it's set a few nights before Halloween, so I like that. And Cork O'Connor is gloomily ruminating on his upcoming birthday, and he receives a call from his son, Stephen, who's working for a nonprofit dedicated to securing freedom for unjustly incarcerated inmates. Stephen tells his father that decades ago, Cork was responsible for sending an Ojibwe man named Axel to prison for a brutal murder that Stephen is certain he did not commit. And so this man's kind of like, oh God, I hope I didn't do that. He feels compelled to investigate the crime again, but that's easier said than done. And it sounds like it weaves in some Native American lore, including a Wendigo, a mythic cannibal ogre that has come back to Terramack County, and it won't leave until it has sated its thirst for human blood. Sorry if you can hear the dog in the background. This is cute. It's Stacey Willingham's Forget Me Not. This is an author that I have high hopes for, but I fear I am going to be disappointed. This is from Minotaur Books and it comes out in August. Let's see if I can open it. I love this. Very nice touch. And what is it about? Let's find out together. Stacey Willingham is the author of Only If You're Lucky, All the Dangerous Things, and A Flicker in the Dark. And I really liked All the Dangerous Things. I don't think I read the other ones. This is about 22 years ago. Claire Campbell's sister Natalie disappeared shortly after her 18th birthday. Days later, her blood was found in a car. Its owner was arrested and the case was closed. In the years since, Claire has attempted to put her traumatic past behind her until an unexpected call from her father forces her to come home and face it all anew. It sounds like Claire finds a diary and becomes obsessed with figuring out what happened to her sister. Hey, I'm into it. I love a good sister story. I like a good missing person story. And we shall see. Someone Knows by V. Keeland has been getting some good early reviews. This one is about a professor who has done something really bad. And she's apparently ready to tell because one of her students is threatening to blackmail her. I love a good blackmail story, I have to say. Friends and Liars comes out on December 2nd. Thank you to Emily Ressler Books for sending. In this one, four estranged friends are trapped in a powerful family's deadly games at a luxe estate in the Italian countryside. I feel like someone should invite me to their luxe estate in an Italian countryside to see if I could like escape or like, you know what I mean? Play their game, because I feel like I'd be okay with it. It sounds pretty sweet. It's called Port Anna and it's about a woman who is starting over. It is supposed to be The Cliffs by J. Courtney Sullivan meets Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic. This is a debut about second chances in a new romance set in a port town in Maine. We've got Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard, the Nantucket restaurant. This is again from Source Books, comes out on June 10th. So this one is out now. This one sounds perfectly summery. You have three sisters that are very close to each other, even though they live miles apart, and they only meet on Nantucket Island to celebrate the long life of their grandmother. And they're stunned by her legacy because they find out that she was a secret owner of a landmark Nantucket restaurant, and now they are co-owners. They're running into people they grew up with, and it sounds like a sweet, nice, good time story. And then you have this one, Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club. This is historical fiction. You might be able to guess from the cover. This is from the author of Lilac Girls. Oh my gosh, they sent some really cool stickers. This is inspired by true events. Two sisters living on Martha's Vineyard during World War II find hope in the power of storytelling when they start a wartime book club. This one sounds really, really good. No Man's Ghost by Jason Powell. This is about a probationary firefighter. He's finding himself an unwitting pawn in a twisted game of revenge because you have a scorned ex-husband who is hell-bent on disrupting his wife's life, begins a relentless barrage of false fire alarms, but soon things escalate, transforming petty harassment into a deadly threat. Speaking of fire, you've got The Last Fire Season, a personal and pyro-natural history by Manjula Martin. And this is nonfiction. It sounds really good. Manjula Martin moved from San Francisco to rural Northern California. She was seeking refuge from a health issue that left her with chronic pain. She found a sense of healing in the garden, but as the landscape she treasured was turning into an ecosystem already in crisis, in 2020, when a dry lightning storm ignited hundreds of simultaneous wildfires across millions of acres, Martin was evacuated along with thousands of others in the midst of a pandemic. This is both a love letter to the landscapes of the American West and an interrogation of the colonialist practices that shaped them. This sounds good. It sounds like it's a nonfiction meets memoir, and that's what it says, a genre-defying memoir about fire, beauty, grief, and joy. Thanks to Vintage for sending this one. Okay, we're gonna do three more. Next, Salty, and this is by Kate Myers. Thank you so much to the author for sending. First of all, love the cover. I feel like I need to read, I'm gonna put this high up on my TBR. I need to read something nice because all of the books I picked for Summer Bonanza are dark, twisty, messed up, and I need something that's going to be a nice escape. Maybe this would be it. This one is about two estranged sisters who reunite to take down the luxury yacht owner who destroyed their childhood home and might be responsible for the dead body next door. Okay, so maybe not as light and fluffy as the cover suggests, but I like that. I kind of enjoy that. It says one of the sisters is a walking HR violation. One is more comfortable facing down a stingray than being a party guest. But I do like yachts. Not that I've ever been on one, but I, have watched Below Deck. So maybe this is for me. Do you like the series Mouse? Because you've got Meta Mouse. This is a look at the modern classic mouse. And check this out. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's basically the author in this is probing the questions that Mouse most often evokes. Why the Holocaust? Why mice? Why comics? And he gives us a new and essential work about the creative process. This is honestly stunning. Finally, the last one I'll bring today is Swallows by Netsuro Carino. She is the author of Out, a book that I talk about all the time and I really, really loved. This is about Riki, who is a single young woman in Tokyo, is desperate to escape the precarity of her life. Then you have a couple who is very wealthy and they are desperate for a child. The Plante Clinic, an agency designed to circumvent Japan's surrogacy restrictions, is desperate to make a match. But when desperation meets desire, who truly holds the power? This is a book about understanding motherhood, self-worth, bodily autonomy, and class. But that is it for today. Hopefully it's a quick one. Thank you so much for being here as always. Thank you for tuning in. I do these mail videos about once a month. So if you like book mail, you want to know what's new and upcoming, please follow me and hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. Let me know if it were you, which of these books you would prioritize, which ones should I read because you want to hear about them. Let me know, but I will see you in my next video. Bye. Look how short this synopsis is. I wonder if they forgot a bit of it.